Okay, I'm out here in Haltwhistle at Jan's house. This is Jan. She's an old friend of mine. Not that you're really that old, but we've been friends a long time, haven't we? What is it, about
20 years.
Close to that anyway. 2001 till 2019, that's about 18 years. Yeah. So, Jan, how are you?
I'm fine, actually.
You were in hospital, right?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I can't think of anything better, to be honest. But I was very lucky. They made me better. So. But
you had old steel things in your hip.
Yes, I did. I had my hip replaced 10 years ago, and it was done metal on metal, and the metal flaked off and went into my system and poisoned me.
Now, what have they got in you now? What kind of?
They cut the head of the femur off and put a new head on.
Yeah, but what's that one made of? It's not steel anymore, is it?
No, it's not. It's I don't want this, to be quite honest.
Well, anyway, you're doing better.
It's not metal. I'm better now. Yes, thank you. Touch wood.
And you're able to walk about it somewhat. I thought when I got here you were going to be just sitting in one place. And
no, I'm okay. Well, it's been 10 weeks since I had it done, so I'm pretty lucky, really. But I'm quite a tough old bird. So
this is Jan's house. This is her sitting room, obviously, and she does her work, her painting, into the next room, and we can go in there in a little while, I think, and you can show
and have a look.
Have a look at that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go, and she likes to spend time in your garden, don't you?
Yes, I do. I love the garden.
Yeah, and we're going to step outside into the garden in a little bit too. Okay.
Yes.
But before we do that, you want to tell your life story to everybody?
Well, I will, but it'll be edited.
Well, just tell us the clean part.
Yeah, the clean bits. I'll tell you the clean bits. I won't tell you the bits.
Were you born in London?
I was born in Northampton.
Northampton, okay.
Northampton, yes.
I know you lived in Islington for a while, but
I did.
That wasn't as a child, was it? That was
that was. I spent the war years with my mother in Northampton, and I had a studio in Highbury in London, and Highbury
in London, yeah.
In London, yes. And the studio was off the Caledonian Road, the old tram sheds I used to work.
But that was after you grew up, right?
Oh yes, that was the 1980s. Yeah, and I had a flat in Aberdeen Park. I used to walk across Highbury Fields, across the Caledonian Road.
Could you afford to buy that flat now?
Certainly not. Certainly not. Certainly not.
In those days, it probably cost not that much, but now it costs an arm and a leg, doesn't it?
No, I know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Well, London was fine. When it was there in the 80s, it was fine. But now I'm quite content to be here in this little market town with my garden and my paints. I'm quite content.
But you were on the Isle of Wight for a while too.
I lived on the Isle of Wight. Lived on the island for 5 years, and it was lovely. It was lovely.
And you came up to Haltwhistle in Northumberland because you have daughters that were up there.
Yes, my daughter and her husband moved. He moved from the Royal Free Hospital to the Freeman, and they moved.
Freeman Hospital in Newcastle.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, he's a doctor, right? Yeah.
He's a consultant at the Freeman, and so I moved up here as well. But it was a shock actually, because I moved from the sea to this. I left the island in April. We were wearing shorts and t-shirts, and I came here, got off the train in April in Haltwhistle, and the snow was driving down the high street. I thought, my God, what on earth have I done? And I moved into this tiny cottage from my Regency flat overlooking the beach. But there you go, everything has its reason.
And then I moved in next door at some point, didn't I?
This chap moved in next door, and I thought, who the tickets is that? And, see,
and that was in what, 2001?
It was. This American guy moved in next door, and I thought, who's that? Who's that?
Oh well, some places they let anybody in. Don't
I know it was a long time. It was a long time ago, but we've been fast friends ever since. You know, and. I say I moved.
So you're pretty well situated in Haltwhistle now.
Yes, I am. I've made a jolly good life here, and I've got lots a circle of friends. For instance, I was in hospital for 2 weeks. I came home, and my house was always full of neighbours bringing me food and shopping and all that sort of thing. So I'm pretty lucky. It's been very good. This funny little market town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a pub just up the road that you're quite popular in, aren't you?
That's right, called the Bull. The Bull.
Put up your hand here, because she got in a punch-up up at the Black Bull, see? And they broke her wrist and knocked out her tooth as well. Right?
I'm sorry about my tooth. It's being seen to tomorrow. So I must say that. Otherwise you think I'm going around with a gap in my face, but I'm not. So I'm going to the dentist. I'm seeing him.
Well, look into the camera and show the gap in your face.
Where's the
camera's over there. There you go. Yeah. So that must have been a real punch up at the pub.
It really was. It really was.
So you had a good time anyway, didn't you?
I did. I really had a good time. I met some old friends, and you know.
And then you came home and painted away.
Yes, I did. Actually, I haven't been working now for a few weeks because of being ill. But the last painting I did was for a charity that was auctioned at Christie's in London, and it was for a charity called Miracles, which was to help impoverished families, which unfortunately are quite a lot of them around at the moment. That was the last thing I did, and I managed to stagger over to the post office, and it sold for a lot of money. So I've made somebody happy, which is not. But it's the very last thing I did. I'm just looking forward to getting back to work, to be honest. At
least you're able to get around a little bit.
I can get around a little bit.
The weather's turned nice.
Yes, the weather's lovely.
So maybe we should go and have a look at the garden.
We'll have a look at the garden.
Shall we go outside and have a look at the garden?
What a good idea.
So we'll see you out in the garden, okay?
We'll be in the garden.
Say goodbye. We're
Bye.
Gonna see you in the garden.
With my bad hand.
So you can see that Jan is here in her garden, and I'm going to go and have a chat with her about it. Here we go.
Right.
So you have some rhubarb here.
I have rhubarb, and I can't even give it away, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. She asked me if I wanted some,
You said
and I
no.
said I don't really have a use for the rhubarb, really.
No. But here we have black currants. You can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there and there. Yeah, and peas are planted. Peas are coming up there, and potatoes over the other side.
Okay. So you've got the rhubarb over here.
Yes, I have.
You
and I have black currants here, which looks as if they're going to be a good crop.
Black currants, huh?
Yes.
You make jam and stuff with it.
I do indeed. Yeah. Yes. So I've still got last year's in the freezer, which I must. But for being ill, I haven't been able to do anything for a few weeks. But I'll get back to it eventually.
What's coming up here?
And here we have peas. Peas coming up there.
What is it?
Peas.
Peas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And over there are potatoes. You can see them coming up.
Okay.
So, and over here we have.
You said over here you've got some peas.
Peas growing there.
And then more black currants
More
here.
black currants here. You can see there's going to be quite a lot. So they'll have to be covered up. I've got some.
Covered up?
Well, put netting over so the birds don't get them.
So the birds don't come?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise they'd be quite happy to come in
because
nick all your berries. Huh?
I know, they do. But black currants, you can't really buy them in the shops because they all go for making black currant juice and stuff. So they're very precious. And over there we have raspberries as well.
What is it?
Raspberries.
Raspberries.
Mm.
Okay.
And which are there and over there and up the side of the garden there.
And then all through, you've got flowers all the way around?
I have. I'll show you. Across.
And then you've got neighbours all the way around too, don't you?
Yes, I have, but they're fine.
But they're nice neighbours. Huh?
They are. They looked after me when I was ill.
Okay.
I left my front door open and they all came in with gifts and food and stuff like that.
You've got all your neighbours, and now what's over here?
These are red currants and black currants there.
Black currants and red currants?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then flowers all the way around?
All the way around, yes. And we've got raspberries here, and here is honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle.
Yeah,
okay.
and it has a lovely scent.
Okay.
But
well, you really do enjoy having your garden, I think. Yeah. You enjoy having a garden?
I do indeed, yes, I love it. I'd be like Gertrude Jekyll when my eyes are not very good at the moment, but when she was an artist and her eyes got too bad, so she turned to gardening. So I'd probably do the same thing.
So, but your daughters come and help you sometimes, don't they?
Yes, they do. They drive over from Newcastle. And
but also you have a gardening person, don't you?
Yes, I do. I have a gardener. Yeah, he comes every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And spends a couple of hours and tidies up for me.
That's great.
Does things that I can't do at the moment.
Yeah.
But I will when I'm better.
Yeah, well, when you're better, I know I'm going to get you some new roller skates, and you can go out roller skating up and down Main Street in Haltwhistle. Right?
That would be a sight, wouldn't it? They say, "What's that? Look at her! Look what she's doing now! That silly artist from that cottage, from that pink house."
Okay, shall we go in?
She's mad. Yeah. Okay. That's the honeysuckle.
All right.
Hi, this is the studio where I work. You can see all my bits and pieces, my brushes, and in the corner there are the ashes of my 2 cats. I know that sounds pretty feeble, but they're there rather than being buried in the garden. So they're there to watch me work. All my bits and pieces. This is the painting I'm working on at the moment, which is the statue of Eros in Piccadilly Circus. I've yet to put Eros. He's the god of love, isn't he? I put him on the top. I've still got him to do. So I've got all my good things here. I've got my CDs and my records and my record player, and the photographs of my children. And they all keep me company. So I usually work. But as I said, I haven't worked for 10 weeks. So I mean, there's another one I'm working on, which is going to be a bus queue. But I'm just looking forward to getting back to work. To be honest, you know, it's been a long time. But I'll get back there. It'll get done.
You've got a nice view to work at.
Yes, I have a lovely view of my garden, and it's very pleasant. And this weather is extraordinary actually, because it's not been like this for a long time. This lovely sunshine. But the only thing is, you do have to do a lot of watering at night, water the pots and stuff. But that's something I should get around to later on. So I've got photographs here and cards and things like that. Photographs of my children and paints and that sort of thing. So there we go. Make paints and books and I'm a cat person, a cat lady. So, but I've got my boys there in the corner, so they can watch me. See, I don't get into trouble. And that's about it. Really, over here I've got my hundreds of CDs, my record player, and birthday cards, things like that. See, these records, they're coming back into fashion now, but fortunately I've got quite a lot from olden days. So, but a record player is a jolly nice thing to have. I couldn't do without it. So I'm missing work because I'm sort of shut in here for 5 or 6 hours a day, and I'm only just sort of getting back to walking. So, but I'll get back to it probably next week. Hopefully we'll see. So
okay,
that's it really.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice little kitchen they have here, though.
Yes, it's good, isn't it? It's a dishwasher and a clothes washer.
You do most of your own cooking?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't have other people come in cooking for you too much?
No. I do it myself. Yeah. Yes, I cook.
You've got to speak up.
I cook. Well, actually, when I first came out of hospital, I got microwave meals from Sainsbury's, which was easy. You pop them in, and yeah, so I manage.
Yeah. You don't do too much in the way of takeaway or going to restaurants or anything?
Not really, no. I do. There's a.
You like to potter about the kitchen, do you?
I do indeed.
Yeah.
And actually here in Haltwhistle we've got a fish and chip shop, and we've got an Indian takeaway and a Chinese takeaway. So, you know.
And if you wanted it, it was there, but you like to have it in your kitchen, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I am too. I like to cook in my own kitchen. Yeah.
So do I. And I don't like being disturbed while I'm cooking. I don't like people.
Well, I hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, you're not, darling.
Oh,
You're not. No, you're not. You're not. You're not disturbed. It's when people come in and interfere. You know. Interfere.
Oh, I mean to tell you how to cook. You're doing that wrong.
Yeah,
We're going to burn it.
You missed a bit. Oh dear. No, I manage quite well. At the moment, for a woman, and you paint, you know, you spend Sunday afternoons painting flowers in watercolour. But I don't do that.
No.
I don't do that. Sunday's my day off.
You do mostly buildings, don't you?
I do. I paint. I like industrial landscapes. I like factories and bridges and railway stations.
You tried to paint my portrait once, didn't you? But it
Well,
came out so well.
It was just too much. I thought, no, I can't do. Art schools then were different to what they are now. You'd get these kids coming out at age 25. They want £30,000 for their paintings. First painting I ever sold. Actually, I sold a drawing when I was 6 of two little boys in my class at school standing by the bus stop, and my teacher took it to the headmaster, Mr. Piggott, and she said, he wants to see you in his study. I said, what about, I haven't done anything. I was only 6, and I went and he was holding my drawing. He said, did you do this? I said, yeah, I did. And he said, can I keep it? He said, I'll tell you what I'll do. And he opened his drawer and gave me a new penny. And pennies in those days it was a lovely copper coloured penny. And I bought some sweeties with it on my way home from school. And I often wonder what happened to that little drawing, you know. I wonder, I mean, this is a long time ago. But I often wonder what he did with it, or whether it was kept in the family or whatever. But it was the first penny I ever sold, and a penny. So there you go. Now, for decent work, you've got to pay 4 figures. But it sounds good. But the gallery take half.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. They work for their money. You know, they've got overheads and things like that, and I'm quite content with that.
So you're not giving any secrets away, are you?
No.
No, okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
So everybody can hear. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm not saying anything
Okay.
to incriminate myself. No, but I've got a couple of galleries I work for, but they're in the south. One's in Gloucestershire, Red Rag, and one in Chichester, Island Fine Arts. They're the only two I work for. I could do a lot more. I've had galleries asking me if they can have work, but to be quite honest, touch wood, I'm too busy. You know, two galleries is enough for me to keep me going.
Mm.
And
but then, of course, you're busy doing other things too, like getting hips replaced and having punch outs up at the pub.
Yeah, I know. My life is pretty full when I think of it. Well, what with a bad wrist and hospital for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's so funny though, you know, because I was in 2 different hospitals, one in both in Northumberland, last one was in Hexham, and it's so funny because I've sort of forgotten all about it. You know, it seems to have drawn a blank. Although for 2 weeks I was quite ill, I can't remember, you know. But
well, you've got better things to look forward to now.
I have now. I've got the garden. Yeah.
And back to painting as well.
I'm looking forward to working. Otherwise, people will forget I'm about. You know. They say, who was that? Who's that? Who was that? Do you remember that woman who came? Do you remember her? Yeah. What was her name? Oh, Janet Ledger. That's right. I wonder how she is. I wonder where she is.
Janet Ledger, famous artist.
Yeah. She lives in the wilds of Northumberland near Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
That's where she lives. and I'm jolly glad of it too. When I see what's going on in the world, you know, and everything, I'm jolly glad that I'm here. It's quiet, and you know everybody, and it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
It's excellent for me. I can get on the bus outside, which will take me into Carlisle or to Newcastle to do some shopping, or Hexham, go to Hexham, and it's very convenient, and the shops are on my doorstep, so you know. Yeah. Sainsbury's and the Co-op.
Not as busy as it would be if you were still living in Highbury, London.
Oh, no fear. Actually, it was lovely because it was the winter of 1988, and that winter, actually, there was a lot of snow in London then. And I remember crossing Highbury Fields and into Ronald's Road and across into Mackenzie Road, into the Caledonian Road, and to the old tram sheds. And it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. But now, I mean, London's lovely, but it's not the same as it was. No. I mean, when I was an art student, we used to go to London quite a lot and go to concerts in the Albert Hall and all that sort of thing, and to galleries. But now, I went to a private view in London of the work I'd done from when we were in Israel for Israel's anniversary, and we had the private view there, and it was noisy, and I got a friend, Steve, who lives in the Forest of Dean, and he said, my God, let's get out of this noise. Let's, you know, I just want to go home. And
but here you can sit out in your garden and it's fairly quiet. And
it's lovely.
You can hear the birds sometimes.
Yeah,
too.
And there's a wood pigeon I hear every day, and he's at the bottom of the garden. But what I'm going to do now I haven't got any cats, I'm going to feed the birds. I'm going to get bird seed.
But when you cover up your black currants out there, they're going to be all nattering at you to. You know,
I'm covering them up. Don't you worry. They're not getting them. No. That's one of my children.
Say again?
That's one of my girls.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots more. That's my grandson when he graduated from Edinburgh, and that's his daughter, and that's his daughter. He has two, one in Berlin and one in London, and we have more here. They're dressed as nurses. And there they are in the woods, gathering flowers. And those are my three grandsons, Alex, Tom and Ben. And that's my daughter, one of them. There's one and another one here. With her baby, and here we have a family in Berlin with Stephanie and Eleanor in Berlin,